Welcome to the Iron Lord Podcast, episode number 22. It is a glorious Sunday, and the Lords are back at the round table. We've got a lot to discuss, so we're going to get into it. So first off the bat, my brother from another mother, the non-aggro gamer. What is going on, Lord Attic? How are we doing, sir?
Pretty good. I apologize for missing the last podcast, audience. I definitely was moving, but I moved in now. You know what's funny? I was talking to kid.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
I was talking.
Congratulations, on some grown man Lord stuff.
I
Respect
was
that.
talking to kid, and I was like, man, Bigo would get furious with me. He's like, why? I was like, because I'm gonna be on Planet Xbox and not.
He betrayed us. Now let me stop. Shout out to that kid.
Shout out to kid practicing in those streets.
Shout out to those guys.
He says he got you. He says when that bet comes around, you taking that walk of shame.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I caught him the other day practicing. I snapped the picture of it. I posted it on Twitter, and I jumped in the room with him. When I jumped in the room, because he forgot he had an open chat, I jumped in an open chat with him. As soon as I jumped in, he saw my name and said, and jumped out. So I tweeted him.
Why you had to make that sound?
Yeah, because he said, I swear, he said, So I tweeted him. I said, why did you run? Then he jumped back in the room, and we chopped it up over some other stuff. But I said, I got you. I got pictures of you practicing, but you should practice because I'm a freestyle all over you.
And of course, we have the usual suspects at the round table. The technical lord himself, the gaming soloist, the man who loves the single player experience, my man, Lord Sovereign. How we doing, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing fantastic, man. Went to a Met game on Friday. Took Pop Dukes to see the rival Mets.
Nice. What's funny is I was at the Met game Saturday. That's crazy.
Oh, you were? Yeah, I was trying to go Saturday, but he preferred Friday. We went. We had great seats. They trashed the Rockies, which was miraculous, but that was a good thing. So Pop Dukes.
I had Lord Cognito heated, man. He said, I was like, what game are you guys at? I can't remember what he said. No, I said something because my friend was at a baseball game. I don't know how many they play these at the same time. They were literally at two different games at the same time. And he's like, no, I'm at what team was it? The
Rockies.
Yeah,
the Mets.
Yeah, I was like, same thing. He was like, what?
he's like, oh, Braves? Yeah. I'm like,
no.
No.
I saw those pictures too. Shout out to the pictures in the food. That was a nice meal setup. It looked delicious.
Oh yeah, the grub setup at Citi Field is fantastic. They have
really
some good food options. And then yesterday I went to see Wolf of Planet of the Apes by myself.
That was a shot. That was a shot at the Lord.
I did not see Planet of the Apes, and I plan on seeing Planet of the Apes. I hope it's a good movie.
Fantastic movie. Fantastic.
No doubt. Cool. And of course, the excess gamer.
Oh.
The Lord who demands nothing less than the premium experience.
Oh.
And of course, the Lord that's out there put his chest on the line for these ILP bets. My man. Lord King, how we doing, sir?
Oh, man, we doing fantastic. I like to give a shout out to all the safety first gamers with the headgear and mouthpiece. I like to give a shout out to you guys, side betting, looking on the sides, not betting. How y'all doing? This week has been a very fruitful week for me and the family. I've just coming back from IKEA now, getting the display cases. I picked up that 4K 2017 model. What is it? The 75 Samsung Q79 or whatever that is.
That sounds very premium.
Oh yes, it is the premium experience. It's the QLED. So I couldn't do the OLED. I'm sorry, that was too premium.
Whoa! Did he just say something's too premium?
Well, I really have to say, Lord Addict, that $20,000 on the television that's a little bit much, bro.
That crosses into some stupid. Like, it's
I don't have Kanye West money.
I'll give you that. There is such thing as stupid money.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the TV costs $10,000. I got it for a smooth, good number. I don't want to put him out there because everybody be calling me asking for the hookup, and he only hooks me up. So,
that Joey at the back of the truck, though.
It was, I got the warranty and everything from PC Richards. You know how we do the PC Richards.
Oh, no doubt.
It's a beautiful look. They're bringing it this week, and I'm definitely going to take pictures and tweet that out and put that out there for people to check that out. And have the Lords over so they can see my man cave, in this finished. But yeah, man, it's been a fantastic week. We have a lot of topics, and I love the fact that everybody's been active in the chat and hitting me up on Twitter about these bets.
Yeah, that's what's up. And of course, it is Lord Cognito here. We giving you that gaming realness, telling you not necessarily what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And it's been a glorious week. I'm so excited for the show. But before we get into it, last week I actually forgot. I want to apologize to the round table. Got to ask the Lords what they've been playing. So let's start with Lord Addict. What have you been playing, sir?
I've been playing a lot of Halo Wars 2, like an excessive amount. I actually played Halo Wars 2 with the 3 top people in the world.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I saw when you was doing it. How did it go?
I mean, they won clearly, but like,
was it a valiant effort?
No, like it was like an hour and a half long, and they finally took over. It was just like we kept fighting for the middle ground. Like we pushed them back to their spawn. They fought their way back to the middle ground, and then we fought at the middle part of the map for like 45 minutes, and then they ended up overthrowing us and pushed us back to our spawn and won.
Oh, okay.
That's good
That's
though, man.
Up.
Just makes
That's
you
good,
better.
though.
I mean, playing with them is just gonna make you better.
Did you broadcast that?
No, I couldn't.
Oh,
I was asked not to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they didn't want, if you won, that you put them out on Front Street. I see that. You shouldn't play with stipulations if they can't really get up in it.
Well, I'm trying to get some friends in that community. So.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, you go hard for the Halo Wars community. So
yes, he does. And I told him when he get his Xbox back that I was buying the game and me and him was getting it in.
That's what's up. And Lord Sovereign, what have you been playing this week, sir?
So mostly been playing 2 things. I've been playing in anticipation for Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. I'm playing Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. I went through the New Order, loved it. I hadn't played the Old Blood yet. So I loaded that up and been playing it. Fantastic. I can't believe they essentially just dropped a whole nother game maybe like a year later. It's crazy. So I'm going through that. And then on PC, Fire Pro Wrestling World.
Holla.
Oh my Lord.
Holla.
Oh man.
That's like a classic. Young Bucks don't know about that.
Yeah, you know that we used to play the Aki games on N64, and we loved those games. But if there was a close second to those games, it was the Fire Pro games, and they're hard, difficult games, and then the customization options are second to none. Like it's fantastic, and it's just in preview on Steam, but it's crazy. You have like 5,000 created characters already. It's ridiculous.
Nice. So that's been most of your gaming week with the wrestling joint.
Yep, that's it.
All right, Lord King, what have you been playing this week in these premium streets of yours?
Actually, I've been trying to put that ARMS to work.
Okay.
And I've been playing Zero Horizon Dawn. Wow,
you talking about
myself to play it. It sucks because it's a really good game, but it's lackadaisical in the. I like to compare it to the Zelda, and I know I shouldn't because Zelda is a true open world, go anywhere, have real fun, and so much things to do in Zelda.
He's like, I like to compare it to the game, but Zelda's just better.
It is.
But see what, and our problem is, it takes us from being these graphical individuals to a space of gameplay, and like Nintendo's philosophy is so strong, and it shows out in the Zelda compared to Zero Horizon Dawn, where Sony's philosophy is the high fidelity, story driven, and the gameplay is like second to that. And where Nintendo's is all based around the gameplay, and then the graphics come second to that. And you see it in the playability of the game. It keeps you enthused for hours on hours playing Zelda, where this game, you know, you play like 15, 20 minutes and you want to take a break and you're trying to find something else to do. So, I don't know.
Shout out to Lord Diz in the chat earlier. He said he wanted to give you a shout out. Lord David, he said, with that sweet bet y'all got going. And he said he likes winning. Hashtag Tiger Blood.
Yeah, tell him I said fantastic, but losing is also on deck, and I don't really think you like doing that too much, being that you're not in the chat today.
He said no audio, but it's all good. No doubt, Lord King. And yeah, man, I think for me, it's been a little bit of everything for the Switch. I actually got back in the arms. They had dropped a new character this week. That what is his name? Brass something. All I know, he's beast. He's beast. I was playing with that cat to have a lot of fun. I put some post up on Twitter, just rocking cats with the new arms that he got. So I was doing that for the Xbox. It's been mostly Marvel Heroes. Shout out to Lord.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah, we've been rocking with that. We've been getting that in. I actually dusted off Tekken 7 finally this week, and I was getting in with the story mode. And I will say this: the cinematics with the story, like the Harada's production values this year are crazy. So yeah, man, I mean, definitely having fun with that. So just get, you know what it is also, Lord King, I want to tell you is that if you haven't touched it yet, the only issues I have is the loading times are so slow, and you could tell, like, I can't wait for the Xbox One X bump, because I think the Xbox is doing like 900p. I don't think they're doing it 1080. I think the PS4 Pro is doing it 1080 on the Tekken 7.
Didn't they say something about 720? Right. Like I heard something about 720 on that.
Yeah, Microsoft is doing 720, and PlayStation is doing 900p.
900p.
You can tell, and I'm like, damn, this game is it's 720 and it's still beautiful. Yeah. So now I'm like, yo, I cannot wait for the Xbox One X version.
4K, baby.
4K, and just give me them loading times. The loading times of Tekken is atrocious. They're atrocious. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. But let's get right into the show. We got a lot to talk about. And I want to start off with my man, Lord Addict. Obviously, Crackdown is the source of much discussion this week in these gaming streets. And we know the Lord's got to attack it and give our take on it. So, Lord Addict, what's going on with Crackdown, man? Talk to the round table.
The fact that everyone is talking mad shit about the game.
Language.
I mean, you know,
we have children listening.
It's a family show. Mikey Barra's kids are listening.
Shout out to Mikey Barra.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, like, look, like that, you know, at E3 they showed a horrible reputation of the game. You know, I got hands on it for a couple minutes. I didn't play it a whole lot. They had you on like a 10-minute timer or something like that. So I played a little bit of that. I didn't even play the whole 10 minutes because I was talking to one of the devs for Halo Wars 2, and you know how I go about that. So
you know how you do.
Yeah, so I had to get up. I had to get up out of the situation. So you know, and now they've showed a gameplay. They gave it to a popular YouTuber, so to bring more light on the subject. Which, you know, I personally, you guys remember when Crackdown 3 was shown? I was disgusted, even when I played it. Yep. I was like,
you and I were sitting together, and we generally had the same feeling about the game.
And I was like, look, I was like, the game. Not saying the game, you know, is bad. I'm just saying when it comes to the visual aesthetics of the game, that's lacking. But so, you know, what they showed this gameplay, and what they showed actually made me more anticipating on it. Like a lot, apparently it had a complete opposite effect with everyone else. But like, I'm just looking at this dude taking a portable black hole, shooting it everywhere. So, you know, I was like, yo, the game might not look the greatest, but it looks fun as hell. But everyone else did not have that same feature, man. People were like, this game, and it's like I've said in the past, I feel like, you know, us as a community, you know, I'm not saying everyone in this chat, I'm saying the gaming community seems to shit on graphics before gameplay. And I feel like gameplay should come first before almost anything. Maybe story is the only other thing that could come before gameplay. And you know, I feel like we've lost touch with stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody wants to jump in? Because I definitely got a lot to say on this one too.
I'll take it because me and him was sitting together and we had the same discussion when we saw Terry Crews jump on the screen. I thought they spent a wad on Terry Crews up there, you know, talking, and I also thought Terry Crews did himself a disservice by not being Doomfist. So the game looks like Crackdown 1 in 4K. With a little added features to it, maybe. I noticed that we didn't see the destructibility that they talked about, that they hyped up, that they said we will see with the cloud. And it is making these PlayStation guys and these Sonys, whatever you want to call them, say, oh, that cloud stuff was a lie. I told you. And it's utter lies. Microsoft are lying. And I can't defend it because I didn't see it. I played the game, and unlike Lord Attic, who didn't play the whole 10 minutes and talk to the dev about another game, I actually played the game, and I actually was looking for certain things, and I still walked away with feeling that I had all the crackdowns, and it is Crackdown 1 in 4K, and they're heavily relying on the 4K factor, that people have a 4K television to get that visual pop. Yes, the cartoon aesthetics of the game shows well on a 4K display, but then again, how does it look on a 1080p display? How does it play on a 1080p display? So I really think that they're banking on a 4K push with that game to give it that pop, that visualization. The colors look really good. It looks very fast, but then again, I saw slowdown. And I was worried about that because I'm like, come on, bro. This game shouldn't have any slowdown. It's hardly any textures in the game. And I'm like, it wasn't really populated over the other popularization of the, was it 360 version? So really, bro, it's like, But I understand now why Phil didn't end on that game.
No, I hear you. I definitely hear you. I mean, Losov, you want to jump in too? Because I got some stuff. Before Soft jumps in, actually, Lord Egg has got some stuff going on in the chat. He said word on the street is Terry Crews crawled back to Microsoft after Blizzard dissed him from Doomfist.
Oh, thank you. Because I didn't understand what happened in that situation. Thank you.
I didn't expect him there at all. That like threw me off.
That threw me off.
He was like, today you gonna be throwing grenades. Tomorrow you gonna be dropping buildings.
Definitely. Lord Saab, what's your feeling on this Crackdown stuff?
Well, I mean, coming out of E3, I was one of the ones that was kind of more, I wasn't as hard on it as you guys. I was saying, you know what, it did look like Crackdown 1. It looked like there was more stuff going on, but it didn't look like much more than that. I was like, you know what, fine, that's what it is. The thing is that, if you're going to launch this with the X, you have to make it stand out in some way, shape, or form. Like I always felt that, being that the game is sort of cell shaded, it sort of takes away from details that the game could possibly have, because everything is sort of very crisp and clean. It just doesn't lend itself to being like a graphical powerhouse, because the art style doesn't lend itself to that. So that's something, again, maybe they should have rethought that, because you want people to be excited for Crackdown. Nobody's excited for it. It may just be fine, which is fine. It'll be a perfectly serviceable game, but they kind of need more than that. Now, the whole destructibility thing, in their defense, they did say from the very beginning, destructibility would only be in multiplayer. But what they did say, and this was a long time ago, so you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt also. They had said that their co-op multiplayer would also have the destructibility factor, but they never said that co-op multiplayer was going to be campaign. So to me, it seems like their co-op multiplayer is also some other side mode in addition to regular PvP
Right.
multiplayer that also includes destructibility. So my understanding is that co-op within campaign is also going to have the same level of destructibility, meaning like cars, you know, stuff, physical stuff in the world, but not actual buildings, not landscape. You're not going to be able to do that, but you'll be able to destroy physical things. But
why not show
Why not
that?
show it? Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah,
you look at the videos, you can see them destroying stuff like cars and stuff like that, stuff in the street. You see it, but again, it's not what people are looking for. People are looking for things falling down, huge explosions, and they're not showing that. That's the thing. If you look at the video, you will see cars exploding, them picking things up, throwing them at people.
Yeah, but that's Crackdown 1.
Exactly. That's the same level from Crackdown 1. So,
yeah, but what we talking about is that demo that you showed us in 2013 and say, yo, check this out. And we was like, whoa, look at the building crumbling like it's doing. Yeah, and these buildings don't do that. Like, I shot a building actually.
But that demo was a multiplayer demo.
No, it wasn't. So, and we had enough people there, and we was in a closed, controlled environment.
Talking about when you were there, like
right. And you should have put it so we could touch the multiplayer. And for some reason, this multiplayer has not been seen or heard from since.
Yeah.
You got to take Destin Legary's word for it. He's the only one who's played.
Oh, he's the only one who's seen it. Exactly. Yeah. No, I feel you, Lord. I mean, so unless you got more on it, I want to jump into.
Man, like again, this is why they haven't really been focusing on it. It's gonna be. Hopefully, it's fine and it's good, but I think it's just gonna release to kind of like a ho hum reception. That's all.
It's going to be average.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lord, you guys are making points. I want to shout out Lord Addict too, because I do see where he's coming from. And I'm of the mindset that, look, I want to give the game a chance, right? The game, I'm not the biggest Crackdown guy, obviously. Obviously, the game came out, the first one, it was well renowned. The second one, not so much, right? But it's one of those things that it's like, okay, I see the potential in it. The Terry Crews thing, I thought that was great promotion, you know, to get someone like that to breathe life into the franchise, get a little excitement pumping. But shout out to Tick and shout out to my man B Money from Tick, because I was listening to these guys this week, and he made a good point. It's like what they are showing is not getting anybody hype enough for this game, in my opinion. This is your flagship game in a sense that you're dropping this and coinciding with the system. With Xbox One X. This is technically a launch game in a sense for Xbox One X. So isn't the release date around the 7th?
Same exact day,
correct? Right. So it's one of those things that's like, okay, you know, I understand the logic behind people saying, well, it's not really a AAA like that, but what else is there? And it's launching with the system. So you kind of have to push it that way. And I think ultimately it just comes down to they are not marketing and advertising this correctly. You spent, like I said, like Lord King said, I almost feel like they spent the budget on Crews, and that was cool. But when it came to the game, it was like, okay, what are we actually doing? Right?
Lord Cognito, do you think that they're going to put the game in with the Xbox One X, that you can't complain about it either way? That you got it with the system?
If they were to do that, I think that would be a genius move to sell it. I mean, it's not precedented. They've never really done pack-ins at Microsoft, to my knowledge. I thought that would be great. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, to move the system.
I disagree, Anchorman. I think Dead Rising 3 was a more appealing game than Crackdown is at the moment.
Yeah,
Shout out to Kelvin Brandon. He's saying that Crackdown 3 started development on the OG Xbox, was never built from the ground up on a scrub dev kit, and that is true. Yes. All I'm saying is this. You know, obviously what they showed previously, like Lord King said, was destructible environments. Okay, granted, like Lord Sovereign said, they had also said that that's supposed to be for the multiplayer. All I'm saying is showcase it in some form. It's almost like this we can't talk about it secret. And it's like, you can't do that this close to launch. We are, you know, we're getting there. You know, obviously we got a couple months away, and there's still time for Shine. There's still time for a lot of things to be, you know, added. It's just one of those things that it's just like, I don't understand the logic by keeping everything behind closed doors, and we still don't have a sense of what's going on. Do you Lord understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I understand. I think it might be a packing game for the Xbox One X, and it might be a sale game at a discounted price for the regular Xbox. I can see that happening. For those people who are fortunate enough to have an Xbox One X, those are the people that might have a 4K television or plan on getting a 4K television, so they will see the game completely, and they can, you know, get on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and spread the gospel about the game and play the game, and the numbers arise from there. and it'll also show let's say the system sells 2 million. Let's say, and the game would sell 2 million because it's a pack in game. So the numbers will be there. They can show the numbers, and then whatever numbers that the regular Xbox One X does, it add to that number.
Am I the only one that feels kind of like that's kind of, it's not that it's shady, but that's a shady business practice. It's like, you know what? I don't think. Well, let's say Uncharted 4. We all know that game was going to sell well regardless. But it's like, you know what? I don't think Uncharted 4 is going to do as well as we anticipate. But, for our shareholders at the next meeting, hey, let's bundle this shit in with the PS4 and act like it's sold 9 million units.
Listen, my thing is this. I want the game to succeed. Like, I really do. Like, I'm not hating on it. It's just that everything
has a lot of potential.
Has a lot of potential. It's just what I've seen, in my opinion, has not been impressive. It's just, to me, kind of like a up-res 360 kind of game. And granted, it looks like it could be fun, but you're not doing anything. Basically, I want it to win in the sense that I want a person who's on the fence, who may have a PlayStation, who's looking into getting an Xbox One X, right?
Yeah, you ain't winning it from that.
Exactly. Right now, they're not swaying that guy.
that guy doesn't need to come over.
I will say this though: the multiplayer of this game, I have a lot more faith in it now because I've seen the way the game looks. There's got to be a reason they chose the game to look like that. I mean, I get that, they did the cell shading just like they did in the other ones, but you could do cell shading and it looked better than that. The features, the textures look better than that. But let's keep it real. If they come out there at Gamescom and they show a fully destructible and insane fun multiplayer experience, people can have a completely different tone. It's like I said. It's like I said in my video I made a couple it was yesterday or the day before. It's like, look, I'm gonna wait for that. I know people are going to get on to me for saying, "Oh, we waited for E3." That is completely Microsoft's fault. They chose to do it at a foreign conference and not their own at home. Which people, I think that's a mistake because a lot of casuals know what E3 is. I could walk into a party and be like, "Yo, you watch E3?" You're like, "Nah, man, what happened?" If I say, "Yo, you watch Gamescom?" What the hell is Gamescom?
But to Microsoft's defense, they lost Europe, and to gain Europe, you have to show a little bit of favoritism. Now, do you use that at the sacrifice and taking us for granted? I think that will work against you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because if you don't show your loyal fan base some type of favoritism, and it goes back to wooing Japan. They keep wooing Japan. They keep going to Japan at the fact that we are over here, and we're like, yo, man, stop messing with those dudes over there. They don't really mess with you like that. You can say, yo, yeah, we got this stuff for you if you want to come over, but you putting yourself out there. Stop Rob Kardashian a situation over there and just, spend that money at home where we really appreciate it.
I mean, it's like I said.
They simping over
there. Yeah, they're simping, and it's disgusting. It's a real disgusting look. And Europe is notorious Sony. It's notorious Sony. So Sony has Europe. Sony has Japan. Now Nintendo has Japan now. So Sony's only foothold is Europe. That's why they went so hard for the FIFA.
I do love how everyone acts like, and this is off topic just a tad bit. That the fact that Microsoft doesn't have a foothold in Japan matters. I'm like, I've seen on the weekly PlayStation only sell like 5,000 units there. Like, no one buys consoles in Japan.
Yeah, and it's a testament, not to go too off topic, like you said, it's a testament to why the Switch is being so successful over there because mobile is really their driving force over there. Yeah, that's their space. It's a smaller environment, smaller apartments, that kind of bit. Yeah. The console space is really kind of dying over there. But back on track what you looking.
Yeah, it's just the fact that I really think Microsoft, if like Lord Addict says, they decide to do that in Gamescom, that's a smack in the face to who's actually fattening your pockets. Because these guys are lukewarm with you at best over there. You're not going to take away the fan base from that area. And you might say, well, by doing this will show and erode something. No, make good games. Good games will sell systems, period. But you fatten up your fan base, because a lot of guys in this generation are looking over at the PlayStation and looking over at the Switch and like, wow, those games are cool over there. And second systems is being purchased, and those second systems are games that could have been purchased here. You understand?
I think for me too is also just real shout out to you guys. Have you guys watched this? I know Lord Attic has. Have you guys watched this? What is it? 21-minute footage of the game so far?
Yes.
Okay, Lord Saw.
With that guy talking over it.
Yeah. What was your feeling? Because that seems to be the point of contention.
I guess
what was your
one thing that I expected more out of the animation. The animation is much like it was on Xbox 360. Like I expected the agents to be able, like the climbing animations to be more fluid. I expected you to be able to do like swan dives off of buildings. Like these are super powered agents. And like, again, the movement is stilted just like it was before. I understand you're running around and shooting, but it's still, it just doesn't feel as smooth as a game. You know, again, when did Crackdown 1 come out? 2006, 7?
3 or something like that.
You know, it's it just doesn't. It feels like they addressed the fact that people didn't like Crackdown 2, and they focused on what was best about Crackdown 1, but it doesn't feel like they've done enough with that for me.
Yeah, you know what it is for me, Sovereign, too, just to jump the harp on it, is that for me, a guy that was kind of even lukewarm with Crackdown 1, I need to see new gameplay mechanics. I need to see something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it's this kind of like, you know, rough ragtag, blow up stuff, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
You know what it is, right? To be honest with you, this is coming from the developer that did Grand Theft Auto, yes?
I believe one of them is involved.
One of the guys, right? Okay, so his concept of the whole thing is like, you like jumping in cars, right? You like shooting stuff, right? So wouldn't it be cool to climb up a building and just jump off and just throw stuff? And that concept, you already did that already. Let's get some animation in there. Like Lord Thomas said, I swear it felt like I was in a time machine and I was playing a retro game in 4K.
Thank you, Lord King, when we was in there, we were Xbox fans, right? My face was sour because I'm looking at the running animation of his feet on the ground, and it felt
like he was sovereign.
It literally put me in a time zone like I was in the 360 era, and I'm like, what improvements did y'all make? And again, I know I'm going hard, and shout out to guys in the chat right now. It's like, I understand it's not the finished product. We've got a couple months to go.
Not doing nothing extra.
What I see is bueno for me. Now I'm probably still gonna cop because I was
this is gonna come free with the Xbox One X.
But like I said, it literally felt like a 360 game to me. That's just my
Lord Sovereign, you should have saw Lord Cognito face, right? Because he was standing in the back talking to Tim Dog and talking to Midnight. And
you should have seen the people like defending this thing too.
I mean, I went afterwards to the booth with Lord Cognito, and he was like, "You gonna stand there?" Because we were watching. We wanted to talk to Destin Legary and to Sean Finnegan, so they're over there playing, and we watching. He's like, "I don't want to see that anymore."
Yo, listen, so Lord Sovereign, they asked him. They said, because there was really no lines, okay, right? So everybody could just sit out. So they asked him if he was gonna play, and he pointed to Lord Tim Dog, like, hey, you gonna get in there? Like the guy didn't talk to him. Like he totally brushed that off. Like you ain't not talking to me.
I didn't want to disrespect. Listen, you know me, Lord, I'm very respectful. I know these devs. I'll never disrespect a dev to his face. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. Plus, my man,
watch your back, dev.
Exactly. Plus, my man Doc Cupcake is there, and he's in the game, so I'm hype about that. I'm like, all right, you know what? That's fire. Lord Doc Cupcake's in it. That's cool. I'm just looking at the gameplay. I'm just like, not there yet. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
They should have asked the Lord Doc Cupcakes to do some climbing animations while he was there. Like he could have did it to motion. He need to motion cap some stuff and send it to them.
He look very good. Facial animation is very
That's
good.
all they got down was his face because he didn't climb like that when we was over there.
That's all I got to say. I mean, for me, we just want a little bit more. Hopefully, Microsoft can get it through.
You know, I will say this before we move on.
Go for it.
I mean, they're the way I see it, they're banking a lot on this multiplayer, and you know, we'll see what happens with the multiplayer at Gamescom. But I feel like this could go two ways, and now I'm leaning more towards like 40-60, 60-40.
And to be clear, I'm buying it day one. I'm not.
I'm still buying it.
Not buying it day one. I'll say that right now.
Lord, sorry, you not. I mean, Lord Attic, you not buying it day one after all this?
I'll buy the expansion to Halo Wars 2 before I pick up Crackdown 3.
Shots.
I feel you.
I'll probably be with Lord Attic on that because I actually really stopped purchasing Xbox One games in anticipation for the Xbox One X. Like I didn't buy Tekken. I have to buy Destiny.
I understand. No, I understand that. But
and you know,
we're talking about we're waiting for the Xbox One X enhanced features, right?
Yeah.
So I understand waiting on that, but isn't that on launch though? Doesn't
November
but
then you gotta say that
this
there's games
like,
that I'm waiting for those features, and I can't justify it.
Look, here's not on the premium experience list.
No, it's not. You have Assassin's Creed, bro.
Here's the thing.
You're really talking about a game with animation.
Here's the thing. Okay, listen. Okay, now here's the thing. If first off, the game does not belong this year. It doesn't. Like the fact that it's coming out in November, it's got way too much, way looking more promising games coming out around the time than it does.
Should be March, right?
Yeah, and you know, it's not like a console launch. So no, this game should come out January, February. That's when it should come out.
Yeah, I give it a March, an empty date. Like, you know, like Switch did when they fell in March and they soaked it up. And because it's not really anything really hanging out in March, you got those people with the income tax dollars. I say,
and it's like, look, like,
and that's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at this game, they're making the same mistake that was made with Dishonored last year.
Yeah,
they're trying to push a game that's a great game in terms of Dishonored, but they're trying to push it like it's a game that can compete in November, and it can't.
We're gonna get into that with the next topic. But my question is, y'all, real quick, because I have to ask Solvin this if you guys know. Is it co-op throughout the entire campaign?
Yes, you can do co-op campaign.
So is it 4? See, I'm a sucker for co-op though. See, that's where they got me. That's where I'm holding.
I'm not saying that this
I might do it just for that one.
I'm not saying this game
be
should be picked up. Okay, I'm not saying that no one should not. I'm not saying no one should not pick this game up because it's you know it's worth the purchase if that's your thing.
But not your
you gotta say the price though. You can't be saying that and after you touched it, you looked at it.
I gotta
$29.95 though. That's a good price.
I gotta see the multiplayer, but before I can contradict what price it should be.
If it's 4-player multiplayer for the entire campaign,
through the whole campaign, I'm in.
What if the campaign is only 4 hours long, bruh?
It could be. It could be.
$10. Listen, $10 per hour.
Ken, you ain't gonna tear down the buildings with me. We ain't gonna blow up these buildings.
If you peer pressure me into it, yes. But that's what Microsoft does. They have friends peer pressure the guy into getting a game that they're not going to play later. Like, listen, that goes back to Siege. I got Siege again in my system. I'm upset.
I feel you. Fair enough. I know we beating the Crackdown thing down, so we gonna move on. But it's definitely something we need to talk about. And actually, I wanted to bring the next topic to the round table because I don't see anybody talking about this. And I'm a firm believer that video game history sometimes repeats itself. So as I was looking at the upcoming release dates of all the titles for the holidays, came to my attention that there were 3 titles that drop on October 27th.
And I'm picking Rabbids over all of them.
Well, actually, Rabbids is not one of them. Actually, it's Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, I could wait on that game.
Assassin's Creed Origin and Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein is the odd man out.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna get.
Now, apparently, Wolfenstein actually has a following. Who would have known?
I have 1 and 2.
Now, here's the thing, Lord King. I'm gonna pass it to the round table.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, we know Mario Odyssey is a launch title. We know the anticipation for that game, right? We understand the significance of Mario to the Switch. Then we have Assassin's Creed Origins, taking it back to Egypt, the essence, changing the gameplay mechanics. Amun Ra and the Pharaohs, looking hot. Then we got Wolfenstein, which I honestly did not care about too much until I found out, shout out to Windows Central, that it is getting the 4K HDR treatment. And now the question is, I have for Lord Sovereign, was it the 60 FPS going down with Wolfenstein's in general? Because I don't follow it.
Yes. New Order and the Old Blood 60 frames per second.
It's a 4K 60 FPS HDR Bethesda title, all on the same door. So to the Lords, which game are you purchasing? And if so, after you decide which game you're purchasing, which title should move their date and not make the mistake? Lord King, you sound ready. I'm gonna let you go with it.
We already know. It's not even an option. Why the hell would you put that damn game out there? Man, push your game back. Man, push your game forward.
But
I don't care. Man, get your game. You know Wolfenstein shouldn't even be there. that's not. That doesn't even make any sense. Like when you said it, I thought it was a contender that should be in the spot. And you got listen, and I'm gonna break this really down, and it's gonna suck for those people that's out there like Wolfenstein. Yeah, put your arms together. Yeah. All right, get out of here. Buy it at another date. I'm gonna tell you now. Listen, Mario's gonna sell because they don't got any games over there. So Mario was selling. All right, this Mario will sell. It's gonna push systems. If you say you don't like Mario, that's on you. That's your problem. That is pure utter gameplay. Mario is purchased. If I could pre-order it right now, I would.
It's a fun game. It's just there's too much good shit coming out for me to validate that purchase.
No, I understand what you're saying. I got to switch for that. That's why I got to switch. I'm not playing with you. Like what you talking about?
A lot of people I know who didn't pick up Zelda said that they were just waiting for the next Mario to be announced. And I was like, really? Okay.
You can keep that arms and whatever. I don't care about that. Give me that Mario. All right. But then you said to me, Assassin's Creed. Now, I've been picking up Assassin's Creed since the first one, right? And I got the Unity and I got that steampunk crap. And I was like kind of wearing down on it. And they took the time off. They did the side-scrolling thing to test that out to see if people liked it. I played that game. That's my game of the show, to be honest with you. Okay. All right. And physically, the game plays beautifully. Aesthetically, the graphics is to die for. And they were showing it on 4K screens. I just went and got my 4K televisions. We are good. We're ready. We're fine. We're 100% in this whole section. And it's really anticipating that specific game. So if you tell me, when I walk in the store, Wolfenstein didn't even come out yet. It didn't. You're on the shelf for no reason. You're there for no reason.
Lord King. Yeah. Not even. You are the premium experience.
I'm not buying 3.
And but here's the thing. But none of those games out of the 3 are doing 4K 60 and HDR.
So
not
what?
Even that is enticing.
So what? I don't care what they do. They can't be there. Like, come out. Listen, my honest opinion is you can't come out in September. Destiny locked that up. All right. Okay. That's another game that
people are lucky that Destiny went at the beginning of the month because they're gonna consume that whole month.
Yes.
Destiny's shutting everybody down.
You're gonna lose. Please, people are gonna be skipping school playing that game. Take the game. Just like we said with Crackdown, go move that to March or February. Go out there where you could play in the grass and everybody can appreciate you. So you're not lost in the grass.
Why don't you play in the grass?
Yo, listen, the last Wolfensteins had got lost, and then people was like, "Oh, I played it. It was fantastic." And word of mouth made the game actually sell. I got 1 and 2. After playing 1, you definitely gonna buy 2. And I understand where Lord Sovereign is on it. He's definitely gonna get 3, but are you going to get 3 at that day? Are you going to make it a $200 price point day for yourself?
I'm getting 3 on 11/7/2017. That's what I'm getting. That's what it's not getting touched before then. There's no reason.
Okay. So let's just bring it right to you, Losar, since you made a good point. And actually, I'm glad you said that, because in all of this, there also is that factor of the Xbox One X treatment and games that come out prior to the Xbox One X. Are we waiting on? So in your case, Assassin's Creed is not even an issue because it comes out for you on November 7th.
Exactly. That's precisely
Wow.
it. The only game that comes out for me that day is Mario. That's the only thing I'm worried about that day.
It is.
So Wolfenstein does nothing to Losar.
No, I'm not gonna do it to Wolfenstein like that. I'm not gonna. To me, I need to experience it on the X. So that's what I'm gonna do. So.
You know, it's a surprise, especially Sovereign.
Hard Metal said that GT Sports is also coming out in October.
Oh man, what's wrong with you?
Shout out to my boy Hardcore Metal. Yeah, it's not on my radar personally. I don't know about the other lords. I saw the footage, early footage of it. What is it? Isn't it the Gran Turismo?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
They got Forza coming out.
After Forza 7,
come on, man. Who's buying that game, man? Come on, man.
He said, "Come on, man. It's gonna be tough to compete with that." But Lord Addict,
Ain't no
I
competition.
am curious about you right now with this. Talk to me. The Murderer's Row, October 27th. Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed, and Wolfenstein. I get the vibe that Mario might not make it for you. I don't know. What's up?
Wolfenstein, Mario. I might get Mario. Wolfenstein ain't even coming near my Xbox.
I only went waving the Bethesda flag today. Damn.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest.
It's nothing about the game. It's just I didn't play the first one because I wasn't. It's just that gameplay. I don't like that point A to point B mentality that games be having. I just don't like it. I'm sorry.
You don't like a linear experience.
It's not that there's certain linear experiences I can get down with. One that really immerses you in the game, but I don't even really see that in Wolfenstein. Like. I tend to if it's linear experiences, I tend to lead more towards third person shooters because I don't know why. Like I feel like they do that better. But like when it comes to first persons, man, it's just like open world or nothing.
Okay. So now that brings it down to you to Assassin's Creed Origins versus Mario.
And potentially both of them could get caught. Like it just depends on how bored I am at work to play my Switch.
All right, gun to your head. Now, you're in a unique position because, from my understanding, last time we talked, you're not necessarily running out day one Xbox One X, right? So,
no.
My understanding is that you're not waiting for the Xbox One X treatment. So, Assassin's Creed Origin is a legit purchase for you. Am I assuming correctly?
Yes, very, very.
Okay.
In Assassin's Creed, I for those of you who probably don't know this, I've played every Assassin's Creed but Syndicate.
Exactly. How me and you, Lord Addict, met. One of our first bets to get you to play Destiny was the Assassin's Creed trade, remember?
Yeah, the game that destroyed the entire franchise to me.
So I know you through Assassin's Creed. Now, here's the thing. Also, I know about my man, Lord Addict, is he is really a Mario Rabbids fan as opposed to an Odyssey guy.
Odyssey was getting copped until I saw Rabbids. And then,
right, but remember, Rabbids is August, so you're going to have Rabbids. You're going to be good with Rabbids.
Yo, I could play those XCOM things multiple times.
No. But gun to your head. Origins versus Mario. Which one is Lord Addict picking up?
I'd have to say Odyssey.
Okay, switch game. Okay.
And it's just because Shadow of War is coming out. I got plenty of stuff I could play on my console. My Switch has been dry.
Same. Yeah, same here. I mean, look, you made my point for me. I think that's what it came down to me because I said at the end of the day, like Lord King said, Lord Addict said, and Lord Saab, it's just the Switch. This is their showcase game. This is what we've been waiting for. We're going to be able to take it on the go. We're going to be doing what we want. Now, it's kind of hard for me because I've stayed away from Assassin's Creed. I got very upset with them with annualizing the franchise.
I didn't even mind that because I always said as long as they improve the mechanics and have a solid story, I don't care how many they pop out. I felt like Rogue and Unity coming out the same year was a little weird.
Unity is when I was done with them because Unity I had high hopes for, and I felt they did as Lord King says, the bait and switch. I thought it was going to be 4-player co-op throughout the entire game. And
yeah,
when I
they
got
definitely
it was like,
baited and
oh, on
switched
mission
it.
3, you can bring your man. And I'm like, no, this is not what y'all said. This
That
is not
wasn't even the problem. That was not even the problem. The
Well, that was
problem
my problem.
is it looked like a
That was my problem.
PowerPoint.
It would not
Oh,
have
yeah,
been
you know, that
running
frame?
that tried to do that. That game was
Yeah,
broken.
that frame. We see why. Because that was the one where they had all the crowd guys and all that stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, you could clearly see why that, you know, this game was looking like, it looked like a PowerPoint. Like, and you know what? You know, John tried to tell me he didn't encounter any of these problems. I said, John, you don't go somewhere. I swear to God.
Yeah, he had the Xbox One S, I guess, way before we did.
I know, man. He's got the X right
GPU
now.
doing something else.
I said,
But the
I remember
reality
one
is-
time I jumped around like a second tier platter, and it looked like I looked down, and it literally looked like I was presenting a PowerPoint at work.
Shout out to Fastback in the chat talking that premium talk. He getting both, and I feel you.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is, again, with the Assassin's Creed, for me, like I said, like I had turned off towards it.
I'm buying Kingdom Hearts 3 on Xbox.
Oh yeah, we all buying Kingdom Hearts 3 hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
We so when I saw Origins, and I'm like, yo, they redid the mechanics. It looks more kind of RPG-ish.
It looks witchery.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'm a sucker for Egyptian history. Like, I'm a sucker for that, you know, that whole time frame. I'm even about to pre-order the joint because I think they got some special mission with the pyramids or something like that.
I already did it.
So I'm in. Like, they got me. Now it comes down to, okay, damn, you know, Switch, Mario, Assassin's Creed, and I gotta lean to what my man Lord Sovereign said. Like, I'm not trying to play that in the inferior version.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not trying to see 900p choppy 30 FPS. I'm not trying to do it. So my thing is, I can wait a week, right? Because October 27th, like a week after or so, will be the Xbox One X release date.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, then I will get it. So I'll rock Mario for that week strong, get a little blaze in, right? And then from there, when November 7th roll around, here comes Crackdown, here comes Assassin's Creed, here comes a couple of other ones, but maybe even Shadow of War. We gotta see.
I feel like I need to pick up.
Shadow of War. That's right. Oh man,
that is a sleeper. That is a sleeper.
Now, that's not a sleeper. That's the main event, baby.
Right.
That's the main event.
Well, I'm referring to as a sleeper because the first one was a sleeper.
But now everybody knows about this. You know, the sales that's been going on with Mordor, right? And let's be honest, they
it's
even
$4
they jump started an entire franchise. Like
they basically cross promoted to get people to pick up their old title that not a lot of people picked up. And what's cool that Mordor is doing is that feature that's allowing you to bring your dude in from the Nemesis system over to the new Nemesis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I have a dude on my call, Black Eyed Beard. Yeah, he's coming with me.
And the coolest part about it is that I think it allows you to bring him over to whatever system you want. So if you play it on PS4, the app brings him over, keeps him kind of like in a queue, and you can then bring him over to whatever version you have. So if you switch over to X1X, you can move him to that.
See,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think the Nemesis system is the greatest system.
And it's like Shadow of War. It's like I've told you guys previous. Shadow of War and Dying Light are the two prime examples I can use for this. Are examples of companies that make a good game that sells off its name and not sells off the name of the developer.
Definitely. So yeah, man, the Murderers Row, October 27th. The Lord's making tough
decisions.
That's
to all the devs. Make good games and you stop bitching about yourselves.
October 27th. This is gonna be a fun day, so I can't wait. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. Unless everybody's done with the Murderers Row. And we want to bring this over to my man Lord King. And we're gonna talk about the Nintendo Switch and these ports. What's going on in these streets, Lord King?
Well, what we've noticed, and shout out to Digital Foundry for highlighting this. You know, I always give my credit to the sources. You know, the Switch has a lot of ports of Wii U games, and there's more games coming that has been stated, like, what's that, the Mighty 101, something like that, and the Bayonetta series should be making it over to the Switch and getting the Switch treatment. You know, the Switch also gets treatment too. They get bumps up too. They keep that solid 60 frames per second, 1080p or 900, p. You know, they're doing a bump game too.
My thing is, why aren't they getting the hatred and the vitriol? We can't stand the fact that there's a port, and when other systems, they port their games over, and the hatred is through the roof. Like PlayStation was so hated on with their whole HD lineup that was coming out not too long ago. They were like destroyed. Like, stop bringing games over that's HD only, and I'm like, Switch is doing it right now. Microsoft did it, and stop bringing that over Microsoft, and then Switch does it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm picking that up next week. And I'm like, where was your hate at for this game, bro?
Okay, let me hit this topic first, okay? To be fair, when Microsoft and PlayStation were doing it, they had other shit to play. Like, let's be real here. Out of every company that needs as many HD remakes as they can, Nintendo is above everyone.
Well, so then you're comfortable with rehashing on a system that doesn't have any games, and that's the viable option.
I've always said from the start, I have no problem with remakes. Like, even when people are remaking the other games, like, for the most part, all these remakes, even Nintendo, they're done by a small team. They're not done by the team working on new titles or anything like that.
Using the assets that exist.
I can't.
But they're selling them at full system prices.
Oh, that's bullshit.
True that.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, true that.
Like,
true that. You're right
let's talk about it. They're acting like it's a new release. Never done before.
You're not feeling that. You're not feeling them slapping a new can of paint, telling you it's new. You're not feeling that looking.
Yeah, they're acting like they are really acting like this is like Terminator Genesis. They're acting like that didn't happen. Like that didn't happen. That didn't happen. We're gonna start over fresh. Like the Wii U just didn't show up, and they acting like that console never came out. But then they put out a game and they give you the full price. That Mario Kart Racing is a port, not a new game. Yes, and they launched it out like, yo, we got this new game coming out next month. You're gonna love it. Like, what is it? What is it? What's going on? It's Mario Kart Racing. Oh, with all the DLC. All the DLC from what? All the DLC. Like,
it's like when they say DLC, I'm like, I didn't even think you guys knew what DLC was.
Exactly. and they bring it over and they mention they don't put on a sticker on the system or the cartridge, Wii U exclusive game now on Switch. No. They don't associate that.
Yeah, they associate that because that's associated with the failure. We got to do that.
Exactly. But the full price of it is the problem. Stop it.
Let me jump in on this one. Like, I think the reason they don't get hate is for two specific reasons. I can't abide by the price thing. The price thing that's the Nintendo tax everybody pays. People, they know people gonna pay it and they're gonna put it at that price and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Is it right? No, not at all. But the reason they don't get hate is for a lot of people, these are new games. A lot of people didn't play these on Wii U. A lot of people never paid attention to them. They, how many Wii U sold? Maybe 14 million, something like that.
There's probably still people out there that think the Wii U is an extension of the Wii.
Probably, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, for a lot of people, these are brand new.
Did you get
games.
the Wii U? Was that like a controller?
Yeah.
And then secondly, is the portability factor. It's just the fact that a lot of these games, if you look at them, you might be like, well, you know what? I don't really feel like playing this game on my console sitting in front of the TV. But the fact that it's portable makes it that much more appealing. I mean, I've had this conversation with Lord Cognito. I have this conversation with Lord King. Like, the portability factor just adds another layer of intrigue to the game that makes you say, man, I'll pick it up because I can play it whenever and wherever.
Exactly.
So that's why they don't get the hate for it. Honestly,
yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Like, there is technically a double standard.
This is sick bias.
It's not even definitely telling the truth with it. It's for me. It's just like you said. It's like the Wii U factor. I definitely represent the people who didn't pick it up and fall in that. So to us, it's new titles. But to anyone looking from the outside in, it's like, okay, what's going on here? I guess the thing with me, which I'm actually kind of I want to go a little off topic with the ports. I'm actually happy that they're showing that, okay, look, that system that we had, it didn't do well, the previous system. But now that we got the power, now we got the right marketing, look what it's doing now, and look at the sales. And I think as a result of it, it's showing these third parties and showing these other companies. I mean, I was surprised, y'all. We getting the WWE 18.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, to see 2K jump behind this stuff. So to me, the fact that they can remix these old albums, act like they brand new, and then it approves in the pudding because they like, look, we went platinum.
Yep.
So what's up?
Yeah,
you know,
this is
like,
true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, in a way, it's just forcing the hand of any developer, that third party that was on the side, kind of on the outside in looking. Now it's like, yo, they doing numbers over there. We got to get in, you know. So that's how I look at it. I mean, there's no making excuses. I mean, we know what's going on here.
Well, you know, it lends over to my thing is like, yeah, those developers, it's nice. You can bring them over. Hey, come on in. You're bringing fresh stuff. We like fresh stuff. That's new. Yeah, bring in new stuff. But Nintendo is bringing in these old games.
True. I mean, and one other point I want to make to that, Lord King, because the Lord Addict touched on it. Yeah. See, I'm of the same camp. Like, I'm not the remaster hater.
Right.
I'm the guy that's like, look, if you, let's first of all, I'm pro studio in the sense that I hate to see studios dissolve, you know, like THQ and all these other people over the years claim. Like, so my thing is, if there's a hustle for the third party studio to be like, look, this is one of our beloved joints. We're going to put it back out. Let's see the reception. Right? We got Final Fantasy VII coming. Let's be honest, remaster, old game, but it's so beloved. And if this can help keep the studio alive, I'm about it. Now, I get the side that says, oh, I'd rather you make a new IP and stop rehashing the old joint. I get that, but my thing is, okay, a lot of us ain't buying these new IPs either. Let's keep it a buck.
That's true.
Like, a lot of people
you gotta say, Lord Sovereign did say that it's not even the original developers that is actually making these remixes.
Yeah, it's some other.
Yeah, it's another dev. So it's not even like we're supporting the dev that made the original game to begin with. We're supporting the sideshow Bob dude that is probably getting the extra money that Nintendo's charging us for a game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hope that it's coming back to them some way. I think for me, it's more of a thing that, like, if I love a title or a franchise, and I'm like, yo, that's my game. Like, I remember that I used to play it. Like, I'm going to support it. Like, if there's a new iteration and I feel that they've done enough with the remaster to support me going out to get it, you know what I mean? Then I'm a, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I get it. People have the right to say, no, I'm not falling for this hustle. I'm not doing it. But look at this generation, right? I mean, people give Nintendo crap. When the Xbox One and the PS4 start, we got GTA 5, we got all these remasters, and I didn't hear people crying too much. I mean, what did people? People were crying. People were saying, like, hey, there's a lot of remasters going on. And that's when the whole
No, they were hating on this PlayStation. I'm not gonna never forget that.
But when the numbers came out and we saw what GTA 5 did in MPD, and we saw with all these games, what is it? The one that's coming to Switch also that was remastered for what was it? Payday.
Payday, yeah.
All these games that was 360 games just coming on back, slap a coat of paint. You know, what's the other one with the Japanese GTA? What is it? Sleeping Dogs. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, so much of this stuff I kept seeing come up out the woodwork. And people were getting it.
You may think that I'm against this, right? Because I was playing devil's advocate. To be honest with you, I'm 100% for it because they have a lot of good games on Wii U that never got a chance to come over, like that Toad game. The game is fantastic. There's a lot of other games there that's fantastic. Price point really doesn't matter because once you add in the portability of the game actually lends itself to giving you equal value or extra value.
I'm glad you said
when it comes out. Yeah,
I'm glad you said that because I know that's another point of contention. A lot of people like, you know, the quote unquote Nintendo tax on the cartridges and stuff like that. See, for me, the way I look at it is just saying I'm looking at the portability factor. I would love to take XCOM 2 right now on my Xbox One on the go.
Yeah.
I can't do that. You see what I'm saying? But I got a title, you know what I mean, for Switch. And if it, like I said, if I wanted to do Snake Pass, or I wanted to do NBA Playgrounds and stuff like that.
I do think it's funny how the XCOM devs said if I knew shit like that was even possible, I would have hit up Nintendo a long time ago.
That's Nintendo's fault for being secretive about what the Switch could do for so long. Because if you look at the power of the Switch is nearly 3 times as powerful as the Wii U. If you look at the Wii U is is as powerful as 360 PS3, if not a little more powerful. So I mean, it's a capable machine. So I mean, they just didn't get out there and let these people know, like listen, man, like this is something you can really work with now. So now people are late to the game. You know, hopefully we will see the third party support that we've always wanted, at least more of it. You know.
Well, what you know, Nintendo likes to do is they like to control the narrative of everything.
Meta,
Right.
I just want to say on Xbox we can play Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, you talking about the chat?
Yeah, right now.
We got a remake, but we can play it.
Yeah, with the backward compatibility. Listen, those are games. Somebody was in my Twitter line. This really weird dude, strange guy. Hey, strange guy, you was on my Twitter line. You were in there talking about PlayStation has 500 more games than Xbox. And my question to you was, what are you counting? You know, he was just throwing out numbers there. Listen, if we're counting everything from the Xbox, and the Xbox is a family,
he had a specific number like that, I would be like, right. Clearly you know them all. I want you to name all 500.
Yeah, you was being really rude to the guy in my timeline, which was crazy. But I'm just saying, Xbox is a brand and it's a family, and it stretches. And they added the OG Xbox to it, and those games will be available later on. So you're talking about games that span generations, and you can't equate that to a 500 number, because PlayStation, if you're saying PlayStation Now, and you're adding those games in there, so you might as well add our games in as well. I don't think it comes close.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the fact of the matter is this: as much as people who also say, you know, no one wants to play old games and all this stuff, we have the proofs in the pudding. Look at what Crash right now is doing, right?
Yeah. I can't wait to get Crash on Xbox One X.
Look what Crash is doing, right? Exactly.
Look at what I'm getting them both.
Exactly. Look at what Black Ops 2 did on MPD that month as soon as it got announced. So again, people want to play these old games that people are complaining about. You know what I mean? So again, I think a lot of times there's that disconnect, and also we've talked about it, is between the hardcore gamer, which is us, thinking that they represent the majority, and the majority says, look, we want to play those old games. We want to go back to that. And the same thing is happening with Nintendo. Back to Nintendo, is that, you know, these games that people didn't play, and now they get the chance, and like, wow,
options is never a bad
I gotta switch now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Options is always a good thing. But
that's what I said.
Let me jump in on this topic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know, for the most part, it's just like I saw someone in the chat say a lot of people, and you know, Lord Sovereign said a lot of people did not get a Wii U. For the most part, they made solid games on the Wii U. Now, do I think they need to go overboard and start porting everything for the Wii U? Hell no. But stuff like Bayonetta 2, stuff like Super Smash Brothers, I wouldn't mind.
I never played a Bayonetta. Yep, I never played that.
I would be happy if I saw these games ported. Now, 60 is absurd. But if they launched, you know, a lot of these HD remakes like $29.99, $39.99,
that's not happening.
Obviously it's not happening because it's Nintendo. I'd be okay. But you know, I have to admit it, man. I hate that I'm about to say this. I'd pay $60 for Super Smash Brothers again.
I play it for the first time. You're gonna, because it's coming. With all the DLC.
Hey, I do want to say that remember when we did the Wii U prediction, not the Nintendo prediction thing. I was right. They didn't announce Super Smash Brothers. I said it would conflict of arms. Everyone said I was stupid.
Mm-hmm. You did say that.
I said, you know, they dropped the mic moment would be Metroid, and they dropped the mic. They did. They definitely dropped the mic.
They did what they supposed to do. Nintendo's riding the wave right, man. I can't even get mad at Grandpa doing what he do.
You just got to get that feature system working, man. Like,
oh, wait a second! Shout out to Nintendo for putting that Nookie Nookie app out. Hey,
I'm done.
I told y'all, man, Netflix by Christmas, baby. Nookie Nookie app. Hey.
Moving on from this time. So, Lord Sovereign, there's a lot of acquisitions going on right now. I believe Logitech's in the news. What's going on, Lord Sovereign, with Logitech?
Yeah, so Logitech this past week purchased Astro Gaming for the humble amount of $85 million. That's not a lot of money. So actually, Logitech the past couple of years was making some moves. We have this acquisition now with Astro. They bought SciTech a couple of years ago. So Logitech is really kind of cementing their kind of stand in the PC gaming space. Definitely, everybody knows them for their gaming mice, their gaming keyboards, and their headsets. But their headsets have always been more kind of budget like they don't really go past the highest. Maybe you pay for a Logitech headset and maybe $150. So the fact that they purchased Astro is interesting. Interesting because it shows that they want to make headway in the console space, which is, for them to do that, you have to now start attacking the Turtle Beaches. You have to start attacking, what is this, the Plantronics.
Plantronics is in the game, with the Dolby Atmos joints.
The Lucid Sound now, exactly.
The Lucid Sound's coming, with the Scorpion, right?
And that's another thing with Dolby Atmos becoming more prevalent now in next coming generation. When you talk about the X and the PS4 Pro, they want to throw their hat in that arena. And I think by acquiring Astro, that allows them to take the Astro name more global. But I mean, when you talk about Logitech, they're a company with a lot of capital and huge global reach. And if there's a reason why they were able to purchase Astro for $85 million only, is that Astro doesn't have they don't have the reach that a Logitech has. B, it is sort of it's a boutique type of headset where it's not for everybody. It's an expensive headset. There's a lot of tech in it. And I think that's the reason why you don't see it selling for more than $85 million, because it's something that the enthusiasts purchase. So by adding them to the Logitech family now, the thinking is that they're going to bring down the prices of these headsets, or they're going to incorporate the Astro tech into Logitech sets and make sort of middle of the road headsets that are not, $300. So I think it's a win-win for everybody across the board. And I think it's a power move for Logitech moving into expanding more into the PC space and now expanding into the console space. Turtle Beach has to look out. Lucid has to look out. Plantronics has to look out.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to jump on this because I'm a huge Astro headset guy. I just recently picked up the third generation Astro A50s. I'm a sucker for A50s. I think they're light. I think this is the best gaming headset. Shout out to the Destiny community. Shout out to Dado. A lot of these guys are using Astro as well. And it's like you said, kind of like a boutique kind of thing where it's a very expensive headset. It's not cheap. They were one of the earlier ones doing, I believe, Virtual 7.1. And I just love it. I think, to me, I fell in love with them was the fact you can just flick the mic boom up and that automatically mutes your chat. I thought that was genius. So I love them personally. So when I heard this, I was like, wow, Logitech's really trying to get in the game, kind of thing. So yeah, it would be interesting to see, because I think they can start to expand their reach. And there's a lot of put it this way, Lord King, now that I got the Generation 3s, I gave my Generation 2s to Lord Mark's Move.
Yeah, I know. We had talked about it that time when you were doing it, because I was doing it. Yeah.
He got it. He's like, hey, yo, these headsets are crazy. And I'm like, this is what I've been playing with. You can hear the footsteps of someone in Call of Duty or Battlefield, that kind of stuff. So, I think it's a cool move. I think Logitech is expanding their reach. I think they're trying to get in the game. Obviously, like Losop saying, we got Lucid Sounds coming, got these Dolby Atmos joints coming, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, and to your point, that's the other point I make. I think they've already started that whole bit, making cheaper versions, because Astro has a new one out right now. Right. And I thought they were going to be newer than the A50s, but they're actually kind of like a less version, but real flexible. They still do Virtual 7.1, but they're inexpensive. So it's like the bargain basement A50s that almost give you everything the A50s do, kind of thing. And I've never seen Astro priced that low, because I think you can get them cheap now for maybe 60, 70, whatever like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not that expensive. I think they call the A10s, the Astro A10s. And shout out to Astro Gaming if y'all listening. Y'all know a podcast with my big sponsor.
Oh, wow. Shamelessly selling himself.
corporate chilling.
Some complimentary headsets in the mail would not be.
I would love to get a review copy.
Yes, if you feel the need to
for professional purposes.
If you feel the need to happen to drop your Astro headset on the round table, the Lord.
Well, I'm more of a middle of the ground type of guy. I don't really go over $200 on my headsets. And I'm sorry I'm not doing them a good service right now. I actually have some really good headsets. The headsets that I do have was the Gears of War's limited edition headsets. I forgot who made them. Sorry. Also I have these what is these Hyper X headsets. This is really good too. But shout out to Microsoft for, I don't know the developer's name and I don't know the company's name. They gave us these Dolby Atmos headsets. These
headsets, the Plantronics from yes, those are fire. Those are fire.
They are fantastic. So, listen, if they can get it in the price range, and I know I'm the excess gamer, but in certain things, I don't see the viability in certain things. But I do see that at a certain level, I'm getting that premium experience without paying the premium dollar for it. And I really don't play too much with my headsets on. Most of the time, it's really for chat. So I understand you guys are ecstatic with this. I'm ecstatic from the standpoint that if what Lord Sovereign says, that they're going to make a middle of the road headset where I can go in, I can drop down $100, $150 on a headset.
They have one right now.
Yeah.
It's literally the Astro A10s. They're out right now.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's my lane.
That's a crazy product.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. That's my lane.
Like
$350. That's a system, and I'm not doing that.
The dude showed us the $150 thing. You can literally bend these things like in a 360-degree angle, and they don't break.
Yeah. You see? That's
by the way, Astro 18 is trying to
and to Lord King's point, like he said that he doesn't use the headsets as much. I'm assuming he's using the surround sound. But the surround sound, honestly, a lot of people are using it less and less, especially now. The moment surround sound really jumped from 5.1 to 7.1, and it became a little more difficult to get, space-wise, to get 7 surround speakers. Now with Atmos, you're talking about speakers on the ceiling that simulate sound above you. So with the viability of that in an apartment and stuff, it's getting smaller and smaller. So the headset market, to me, is expanding even more because of that. Because you're going to have more people wanting to get the simulated surround sound. Because
I just use my Bose. That's it. I'm good. I hear them behind me. I'm
the fact of the matter is, Lord King, is what you're doing is the traditional experience. Because I'm glad you brought this up, Lord Sovereign, because I had a dilemma before I bought the A50s, the new one. And I was like, Dolby Atmos is coming. Should I wait? Should I not? And from what I was hearing is shout out to the Xbox One Reddit line, because these guys helped me out. I got a lot of audio files that really helped me out with my question. And from what I heard, unless you have what Lord King has, which is the traditional setup from a surround sound standpoint, basically what they're trying to say, Lord Saab, is that this is all software based inside the headset. Yeah, and that it's not that it's a hustle, but it's simulated. It's not going to be the exact sound with stuff that's coming from the ceiling with a Dolby Atmos setup traditional in your house.
Right.
So yeah, what they said is a lot of this is kind of like soft. Yeah, trickery kind of thing. It's all in theory stereo still.
Yes, give me your 350 for the trickery.
I mean, again, and that's, you got to think about it when you're looking at these headsets that are touting like that they onboard Dolby Atmos processing. That's kind of it is the trickery because it is all just kind of software. It is software.
Yes.
But isn't it true? Just it's the gamer. It's the games that the gamer plays. So these Call of Duty guys, these Halo War guys, these guys that are actually playing tactical games that need to be in contact with their teammates, and they can hear the gunshots, and they can hear the footsteps, and they can actually have positioning and stuff like that. That lends more to the headset guy. Me, traditionally, I'm like Lord Sovereign, to be honest with you. I'm playing by myself in my living room with my surround sound, cranked as high as it can possibly go, TV shining in my face, and I'm playing like a single player experience type of thing that I don't really need to be in a chat or have a headset on. And that's the only time I put my headset on is when I get a party invite or I want to talk to somebody about something, and I'm not hearing music, I'm not hearing gunshots, I'm not hearing anything. I'm just talking to somebody. So for me personally, the viability in purchasing a $350 headset, it misses me. It misses me terribly. So yeah.
Not fair. Now, Lord, you've been quiet on this whole headset situation. Where you at with all this? Where you at with Logitech, acquiring Astro?
I've waited a whole week to hear.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna let Lord Addict off the hook so easy. My question is now: you've got those Plantronics now, those Dolby Atmos. How have those been treating you, sir?
They've been good. I like them. They've been
good. You still like? So you're doing okay? You're doing them with the attachment straight through with the the knob meter.
Okay. Against my will.
I'm using mine right now. Like as I'm talking right now, I'm using them right now.
Now, Lord. Now I know, Lord, you're the blue microphone, all I got. But you've never had a pair of Astro headsets, correct?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you had. So what was your?
I've had 3 pairs of them.
Oh, and they broke down on you. Oh,
One of them did. I gave one of them away, and I don't really know what happened to the third one. I spent like $200+ for.
He's the glow guy.
No, Afterglow is trash. Do not buy Afterglow.
Oh, okay. No, because I remember him saying something about Afterglow and something of that nature.
I was liking Afterglow until the honeymoon phase ended.
No doubt. So everyone's wrapped up on Logitech and the Astro acquisition.
Yes,
I'm gonna close this thing out. Unless Lord's got anything else we want to bring to the table before we finish this thing?
Nah,
cool. All right, so we can do our outros here. It's another one in the books. Lord Sovereign. Where can people find you?
On Xbox Live at BX Sovereign, PSN at BX Sovereign, one word, and on Twitter at Lord Sob ILP.
No doubt. And Lord Addict, I know you got a lot of things going on in these streets. Another Addict show. What's going on with you?
I have some stuff in the pipeline. Nothing to really talk about at the moment. I'm still getting stuff together. I do have one of my first Addict debates. It's probably going to come out in August. I'm going to have it. It's going to be 3 people debating, 3 people judging, obviously me being the host. And it's going to be what platform's going to win sales-wise this holiday. So I'm still getting that together. I'll probably try to get someone on this panel to be one of the judges. I'm trying to get people as close as bias as I can, true bias as I can get, like unbiased as I can get. But
you go for that bias.
No, true people I can get unbiased as possible.
Unbiased. Okay.
Yeah, people I can get unbiased as possible. So I'm looking at people like Cal from Tick. I'm looking at like Dizzy from Playback Gaming. Unless
you said unbiased,
make sure it's not an art question.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. You said unbiased.
Well, I mean, the topic he will be unbiased.
Oh, okay. As long as it don't approach the preview program.
Oh Lord,
because this guy got a preview program patch on his chest.
So definitely getting that in. I do want to have an Addict show about why the Xbox One is losing in sales. Because me and Kid argue about that all the time. So I actually want to do an Addict show on it. So we'll get to that later. Definitely follow me on Twitter. Lord Addict ILP. I'll definitely be announcing more stuff as I get closer into these release titles. I appreciate you guys coming into the podcast. I saw a couple people that's new to sub to me. In the chat. I appreciate you coming over here to the podcast. So definitely sub to because we do this every Sunday at 1. We're always happy to see new people in there. Comment. We definitely interact with the comment section. So that's I'm going to talk to the panel after the podcast about doing something new next week. So stay tuned for that. Follow the Iron Lord's chat. Follow all that stuff's in the description.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely appreciate it. Shout out to you, the Planet Xbox team. I know you guys got stuff cooking over there too, Lord Smooth and those guys. So that's cool. And of course, Lord King, the excess gamer. Where can the people find you?
Well, right now, the Basement Guy Night, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that other stuff. But check this out. Right now, the Bearded Brother podcast is
What's up?
about to be starting. I just spoke to my cartoonist, the engineer. We already got the sound for the intro and the outro. That's already, cemented. What we're working on is the intro for the cartoon, logos and stuff like that. So I have Lord SWAT on my on my logos. So, he'll be in the credits and stuff like that. But that podcast is going to be a little bit different from what you guys get in here. That podcast is going to be on a broad spectrum of things. So we're going to be talking entertainment, boxing, statues, hobbies, comic books, and it's also going to be video. So you guys are actually going to get a chance to interact with me. Merch, all that stuff will be there, so you can get a little bit of king in your life, a little bit of a premium, baby.
Let's go. That's what. So here's the question, look, can a non-bearded brother watch?
I was gonna ask that.
Well, when I said the Bearded Brother podcast, I'm that bearded brother. I'm your brother with the beard.
We just want to make sure this was not an exclusive.
No, I didn't say the Bearded Brothers, like only Bearded Brothers show up.
That's what I thought.
No,
I was like,
man, I'm your bearded brother, baby. Tune into the podcast. We got you.
No doubt. Make sure you guys check that out. King is a character and definitely worth watching.
Oh, it's gonna be lit, baby.
Yeah, because we can have people on that podcast. He can have people on that podcast. We wouldn't let on this podcast.
Oh my
Lord! Yes, sir. Shout out to the safety first guys. Put the mouthpieces in. We going in.
You already know. Of course, it's Lord Cognito here. We brought you the gaming realness. Always telling you what you not necessarily don't like to hear, what you need to hear. So that's what we do out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat today. Definitely Heavy Metal was lit, Fastback, all of the usual faces that we see. Definitely click that like and subscribe. It really helps us, especially subscribe. We're trying to do big things. And like Lord Addict said, we got some more stuff cooking up. It's going to be great. You can find me again, all the usual social medias. On Twitter, it's Lord Cognito. You follow me there. And then obviously on Iron Law Podcast, please subscribe. SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, all that good stuff. And on that note, we are out.
Whoa, Lord Sovereign.